Well, good afternoon, everybody. This is Rob. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Let's go ahead and make sure you all can hear me. If you would please go ahead and let me know that you can in the chat box. I would greatly appreciate it while I'm just rearranging my screens. Yeah. Wunderbar. Afternoon, Robert. Thank you. Hey, John, how you doing? There you go, Brenda, crushing it already. Excellent. So Brenda already put in her trade for what's going on this morning. You guys tell me, how have your trades gone this morning? Let me know. Put them down in the comment section. Let me know how they've been. If you're on YouTube Live with us or Facebook or anywhere else, go ahead and send them through and we'll get them put into here as well. So I'd love to see what you guys are doing today as we go ahead and get started here. So keep in mind that everything we look at is for educational purposes only. Nothing is meant to be advice or recommendations. All right, so we got Trading You coming up. The next one is December 6th, 8 to 9 p.m. Patterns in a Flash, December 8th. So Trading You is tonight. That's me. I'm teaching that one this evening. Tony is teaching on the 8th, Patterns in a Flash, and the next Monster Market Moves is the 15th. But what I don't have on here is 10 and 11. So December 10th, December 11th, from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Eastern, both days. So it's a Friday, Saturday, in case you're like, no, 11 is a Saturday. Friday and Saturday, both days. Mr. Ryan Litchfield is going to be teaching our inner circle. I am so excited. I spoke to him last night. I got some idea of what he's going to be spending his time on there. Excited, very excited about what he's got planned for those 2 days. So we got Mastermind Group tomorrow night as well. And then we got Power Hour and Trading Coaches Playbook are our cornerstones, right? It's every Monday, every Friday. What's different on here is December 7th, 8 p.m. is Covered Calls Uncovered. Now, we named it Covered Calls Uncovered. I'm pretty quick with coming up with these names right off of the cuff without thinking that it's really not. It is, but it isn't. It is uncovered, but there's so much more. It is not about just covered calls. It really is about income generation. It's about renting out assets. And I don't just mean buying stock. There are other ways of doing that. And I'm going to share that with you in there. We did one last week. It was very well received. If you missed it and you couldn't get in, I'm sorry, because we had close to 1,000 people in there at one time. So, and that means more than that because they're coming in and leaving, so if you couldn't get in, I apologize for that. We're doing the one on December 7th, but that is not right. Let me check that. I don't think it's the 7th for some reason. I think we got this wrong here, Jen. So let's see. Can't be the 7th because that's Mastermind Group. It is the 7th, but it's at 12 p.m. Not at 8 p.m. All right, so let's do that. There you go. See, it says 12 p.m. Rob, what are you doing? It was okay. Let's see. So make sure you get there, guys and gals. Power option plays, covered call, sport, E-mini, all on their regular schedule. We do have a holiday schedule. We will be closed the week of, when I say closed, we're in a very shortened schedule the week of Christmas Eve into that first week. So the 20th through the 24th, we're on a very shortened schedule there. We will have E-mini Think Tank. We will have Mastermind Group. Those will be taught. There'll be maybe one or two other things going on, but team is off, staff is off, everybody's off doing their thing, living their life, having fun, enjoying the holidays. I will be around a couple of the days. Like I said, we've got Mastermind that week and all that great stuff. All right. So just to kind of give you a little bit of a heads up there on that. Here's our follow us page. Please and thank you. Please do. We greatly appreciate it. And then here is, Covered Calls Uncovered, right? I'm sorry, Covered Call Explorer. So guys, if you have not seen it, we've got covered calls, naked put, diagonal spreads. That's what I've taught for a very long time inside of that, right? But what you're not used to seeing in there is we're going to start talking about the Wheel of Fortune trade, which incorporates naked puts, covered calls. It's a whole system, Wheel of Fortune. And then even more importantly are the iron condors. That's what I'm really excited about on the rut, the iron condors on the rut. So we are in an early bird special. We brought the prices down to $119 for the monthly. We added a quarterly, which also has a 2-week trial to it. So if you're interested, Clarice just dropped that link in there, so go ahead and grab that. That would be great. Oh, I don't want to share that yet. Let's see what you guys have. So let's see. Roman said, supported local business, got in and out with a profit on Amazon. There you go. Roman, when I saw that, I thought you gave back to Amazon when you said you supported them. Let's see. Brenda crushed it again on the Qs. Ed made $643 on the YM. There you go, my friend. That is great. John said Wheel of Fortune on Adobe, CLF, ACAD, PCG, diagonal spread on Sienna, naked put on MARA, and tiny cash flow, Telray, sorry, cash flow over $2,800 today. You the man, John, you the man. That is great. Morning, Helen. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Wow, okay. Whew, I'm excited for y'all. I really am. I love seeing it. I love seeing it. So here are the trades. Many of you know Amelia is our head trader. Many of you know that she has a program that she calls Trade Watch Alerts. And every day she sends the trades out. We post them on Twitter every day of what the trade is, right? The trade du jour, she calls it. And here's today. There's two of them from today, right? How to Catch a Spy is her SPY trade. She took the rules that I taught. She incorporated some of her own rules, made her strategy from that, and she now trades 13 contracts on SPY every day. And if you look, she bought the $458 put right here on this second large red candle, right? Maybe it was this candle. Let's see. She bought at, let's do it here, 934, right? Bought to open 13, the December 6th. That would be Friday. No, that would be today, right? It's SPY. We have weekly options that expire every day, 3 days a week. She bought the 358 puts at $3.66, right? She sold them 4 minutes later. Four, count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. You got that? 4, 4. 4 minutes later, she sold them for $4.80. That's $1.14. It's $1.14 that she made on this trade in a whopping 4 minutes, right? If you look at $1.14, 10 contracts is $1,140. And then you take 114 times 3 is another $350, call it. So is that $1,450, almost $1,500 in 4 minutes, guys. That's the power of trading what she does here on Catching a Spy. Amelia does a great job. And this is just trade number one. And they're all entered, every one of them right in on toss. The trade of the day, her trade du jour, was a bear call spread. And this was on AMD. And she does 3 contracts on this. We were doing one contract for a very long time to show people for years, over 2 years, to show, yes, you can do this with just one. We did it. We proved it. At this point, it's time to step it up a notch because someone would look at that and go, $72 is not really that big a deal for the day. Well, now you got 72 times 3, that's $200, right? $200 for the day is not horrible, especially when we're doing many of them in minutes, right? So let's look what happened here. Amelia did a vertical spread, bear call spread, bearish trade, using calls, spreading out her risk with options. She did a bear call spread on AMD, and the entry of the trade was at 9:33 this morning, the red bar on the bottom, right? She bought and sold call options, the 143 and 144, and she took in a 51-cent credit. So that means that her maximum risk in this trade was 49 cents. That's it. She didn't have any more risk than that. 49 cents in the trade. Means if the worst thing happened is she would lose $49 per contract. That's the worst case scenario for her. So what took place? At 9:49, call it 9:50. So from 33 to 50, call it 7 minutes, 33, 17 minutes, 16 minutes, 17 minutes. She was able to buy it back for 23 cents. So she took in a debit. So 51 cents, take away 23 cents. What does that give us? 23, 33, 43, 53, 30, 28 cents. So 28 cents. And she only needed 49 cents to 49 cents to be able to do this trade. So, and she takes in an amazing rate of return, which winds up being 57% for that 17 or 16 minutes, right? Fantastic job. 2 thumbs up, Amelia. Good job on that one. I know she's in with us here today. So 2 thumbs up for sure, girl. You crushed it on this. All right. So now let's talk about selling a slide. What the heck does that mean, Rob? Well, see, people look at the trades, and look at the market and say, you know what? We're in a bearish connotation on the market right now. Let's just go take a quick flippity flop over here to look at the SPX. And we look at the daily chart. Actually, we'll do it here. Let's go look at the daily chart. And you could see the selling pressure that we've had since the all-time high. We talked about it with that rounding top that was taking place over there. We're just kind of running out of steam. We rolled back over. We broke the 8. We broke the 21 hard. We came back up. Traders went, oh, thank God. And then we played ping pong. Right? Not the first day. This is a ping pong trade between these 2 fib lines. Another ping pong trade between these 2 fib lines in here, right? Just wonderful, wonderful setup in there. And then we had this pop, a huge drop, then that pop, then the fail. Today we're getting the pop. And all along, we're watching this transpire and take place, right? And there's still selling to be done, meaning cash flow. You could still cash flow this. Amelia did a bear call spread. Well, that's a selling strategy, right? We can still find positions that are moving in our favor and sell. They're going against what the market does and sell into those positions. I don't want you to believe that because we're in a bearish connotation, that's it, right? One of the candidates, all right, which is the VIX, VXX, right? We've had a huge move to the upside on VIX. Well, VXX is moving upward, right, and onward. So could you trade VXX bullish when the market's going bearish? See, it's the VIX. It trades opposite of the market. Now, it's a volatile position. You got to be careful of it. It's not for the faint of heart. That is for sure. No question. But you still have the ability to do that. It's one of the things we do in Covered Call Explorer. We find candidates every week. Here, look at, you got these selling markets, these bearish-ish type markets. And what did John say? Wheel of Fortune on Adobe, CLF, ACAD, PCG, diagonals on Sienna, naked puts on Mara, and Telray cash flow, and Telray. So naked puts on Mara and Telray. Cash flow is over $2,800, right? And that's today when the market is in this bit of a tailspin over the last couple of, week and a half, 2 weeks or so. So I don't want you to get confused that you can only buy put positions in this market. There are a lot of strategies that still can be capitalized on, right? It doesn't matter in market direction. It does, but it doesn't. And what I mean by that is the market direction does matter, but it doesn't matter to the fact of you can still make money. Regardless of what the market's doing, you can still make money in the market. It doesn't have to be going just straight up for you to make money in the market, right? And there are selling strategies that we can do. Come on in. When is it? Tomorrow? Thursday? Whenever it is. The Covered Calls Uncovered. Come in there and check it out, folks. We do that class this week at noon. I think it's tomorrow. Tomorrow, right? Yeah, we played that game already on the slide set. Come in there tomorrow and come check it out. You will see there is still plenty of selling to be done, plenty of opportunities out there for us to work on, right? All right, very cool. So let's go take a look-see at the market and see what's going on. All right, so let's flip this round. Okay, so we had a couple of great candidates this morning on market mornings. Hopefully you guys were able to take advantage of some of them, right? We actually, let's do this first. So we've seen Bitcoin has taken a little bit of a recovery in the last little while, right? Since the market opened, we went from 48,000 to about 49,000. So right now, we're still down about 4,200. So Riot, Square, some of those guys. Who else? Coinbase, who they bounced very nicely back. Coinbase, MSTR, Riot, Square, all of those were Bitcoin based as far as their move this morning. All right. So if we go look as an example at Square, right? We had our gap. We pushed further down. We came back up and filled half the gap. So if we look here at square, right? I talked about if we break, and we knew we were already lower this morning, pre-market. We needed a retest of the 180.50 and a fail. That never happened. So the setup is still out there, but we're not ready to take it right now. Coinbase, right, was here. I'm sorry, closed here, opened here, and we said it would have to retest at 259.91 to take a bearish entry. Well, it pushed right down to 246 and then shot right up. So it went to support. It did what it's supposed to do, guys. Right? It went right where it's supposed to go and then came back up again. That was Coinbase, MSTR. Excuse me. All right, let's put a fib on MSTR. Actually, the fibs just got blown away on today. Yep. All right, so we came right down there. So I would need to break that 565 on MSTR. Not one that I normally trade. Riot, though, is from the lower standpoint, lower price. Right, so same scenario. I talked about if it broke the 25 half, retest and fail. Could you catch a bounce on here? Absolutely. Did it move to a certain to a fib line and go? Yes, sure it did. Did Square do that? The answer is no. How about Coinbase? Yes. Yes, 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 yes. So when I look at here, let's go to Coinbase for a sec. I need to write the number down. 259.91. 259.91. All right, so let's go look at Coinbase. Let's open this chart up. All right, and we need a line at 259.91. All right, so there's a 259.91 line. I actually wanted 246.38 as well. So let's go put that on. So it's 246.38. All right. So we were looking, I was looking for was going to come back up and retest this 259.91 and fail. It did not. So what did it do? It came down, it closed, and it bounced. So let's go look off of that 246.38 level. Let's go look at a 1 minute chart and see how the 1 minute played out. $246.38. All right. So we pushed down, we broke. We came back up, we tested, and we failed. So could that have been a potential bearish entry? It could have, and you may have gotten stopped out on that. Well, we got our push back up, and we got the bounce. We came right down. Our line is 246.38. Our low is 246.44. 6 cents. 6 cents away from hitting that line. We crushed it as far as I'm concerned. And we bounced. There was a potential opportunity. And where's your stop going to be? Your stop's going to be right below your recent lows in there. Somewhere down below there. You don't have a lot of risk in that trade. Right? The lows on this candle. Well, let me do it. So the low here, 244.46. So you got $2-ish. So somewhere down below that, $3-4 is what your risk is on a $260 stock. Very minimal, $245 stock at that point, right? Very, very minimal. So Trader Will said, question, where is the zero on the fib for coin? Okay, let's go take a look. Well, So the zero comes off of October 20th, well, off of that high. And look at the pullback. What a pullback it was, huh? It pulled right back to the 236 before it took off again, right? Which is hesitation. And then even on the way down, we hesitated again. We opened right at it the next day. 317.37. You might be right there. Well, let's see. High is 317.37. So for whatever reason, it didn't draw it to that. It didn't snap it to that wick. Maybe I grabbed it off of this one. Maybe that was a penny off too. So good catch. No, good catch. Well, good catch. You know, it is $300 stock. It's so close, pennies away. You can't see it without actually highlighting this. And I'm always looking at stuff for other people. So I'm dragging things around. I draw the lines. It's so easy to mess it up and start snapping stuff on there that really doesn't belong, right? Or dragging things around and, you know, you grab the fibs by mistake and now all of a sudden they're all over the place, right? So, no, you got the right technique, Will. Absolutely. You're spot on. You are absolutely spot on with it, right? So let's go look at some of the big boys. Now let me bring it current. Actually, I don't want the 1. I want the 5. Amazon. Look at the Amazon trade, guys. Boom, chagalaga. Right. It closed. Come on. I mean, Amazon is begging you. 34.44.29. Why we got 34.44.29 in there? Is Amazon, right? Wrong one. Scrunch, scrunch, scrunch. No, we got an old fib in here, so not that. It might have just been an old line that came back forward. It might have been a previous pivot point. 33.44.29. 33.40.84. All right. So that's actually the number. 33.40.84. $33.40.84, unless I did something and dragged Amazon around a little bit. So we came down Amazon to that line. We closed. We took a move up. I mean, guys, look at the run. Fantastic. Roman, is that what you caught today? Inside of that move? $33.44 was an old fib line. So I said it came back. We had it, you know, just came back into play again. Yep, this was it. Okay, there you go. Yep, that's what Roman was looking at today. Rob's rules, people. Do you want to share how many points you captured there, or what percentage you move, or? If you want, no pressure whatsoever. 34.17. 33.40 to 34.17. What do you guys think? Is that an okay move? Right below the 34.22 resistance level. So let me ask you, 1 for yes, 2 for no. If you can get in at 33.40 and get out at 34.20, I'm just making it round numbers. How many of you are okay with those kind of moves on an Amazon? 1 for yes, 2 for no, if you don't know the role already. So like 5 of you. Well, you know, Roman, I guess maybe you and I and a handful of people here get excited about that kind of move. Some, I guess, don't. I guess we're just not giving them enough opportunities there. Maybe Brenda is $1.8 million on the Qs today. Maybe that was what people are looking for, right? That kind of move on. Yeah, there we go. The ones that lighten up now. Yeah. So one contract, about $6 grand, Amos said. Yeah, there you go. Were you guys in the trading room this morning, Amos, Roman? Were you in the room together? Absolutely, for sure. Roman said I was. Okay. All right. There you go. Amos said, I missed it, but I traded it. I love it, guys. You train, you train, you train. And the nice thing about Inner Circle is there is a trading room where these guys can get together, and gals get together 3 days a week when the market's open, right? Right before the market opens, for a little while after, hour or so after the market opens. I think it's open for 2 hours. And you got the opportunity to go in there and talk and so forth, right? It's an open webinar. You're just having that conversation. And, they trade together. They're taking the same position, the same trade. They're not in the room together and they're taking the same trade. I love it. I absolutely love it. Right? Living the dream, baby. Living the dream. Good job, guys. Much appreciated. Excellent. Excellent, excellent, excellent. All right. So what candidates do you want me to take a look at today, folks? Drop them in the chat box. Let's see what we're doing here. Right? And while you're doing that, let's talk about OmniCrap. Yes, OmniCrap, OmniCrap, whatever you want to call it, because I think it's just that, it's crap, right? We're making decisions on the market. We're crashing it down without any real rule, understanding findings of what's happening. I'm not a basher against people that want to get vaccinated. I am. You want to do, you do you, I do me, and we're going to all be good, right? I'm not against it. I'm not for it. It's just, that's what's best for me and my family, okay? I have some things that I want to make sure that I protect, so I do what I do. But and listen, I went to a bank the other day, and the guy, we had no mask on. The guy said, "You're vaccinated?" I said, "Yeah." He goes, "I can't ask you," but I said, "Yeah, booster too." He goes, "Oh yeah, me too." I said, "And if they let me go tomorrow, I'd get another one, no question. I'd get it again. Sure, I would. Just pump them antibodies in me." But we don't have an answer yet on what it's going to do. Right? On what's going to happen. They're saying with the hundreds of cases in the US, they really haven't found anybody with that's very severe from it. Some vaccinated, some not. So it looks like it's easier to catch, more transmissible, but less symptoms. And if you have the vaccine, they said it's very mild symptoms. Good, bad, or indifferent. I think people are looking for a reason to sell. I'm looking for a reason to buy. I'm watching the markets. I'm looking for bottoming patterns. I'm looking to buy more SPY. I've got some cash on the side set for crypto, so I'm looking to buy more Bitcoin and more Ethereum, right? SPY, Qs, both. Berkshire, just can't get behind getting any more Berkshire at this point. The B shares, that's not like I walk around buying the A shares all day long. Yeah, so don't fear this Omicron yet until we know what it actually does. Now, there's other things out there that are causing some of this. The Fed coming out now and saying we may change and shift. We could see May or June will be our first increase. They're going to shift away from the easing policies. So they're talking about a potential increase there. If Powell is smart and follows history and doesn't go back and start doing half-point raises right away, we'll be okay. If he starts ramming half points down everybody's throat, I think it's too much of a disruption. Right? If you start off, you're 32 years old and you've never stolen anything in your life and you go rob a bank, that's a big deal. At 5, you stuck a piece of candy in your pocket, at the candy store. And then after that, you went a little bit bigger and a little bit bigger. By the time you got to the bank, it's like acceptable, no big deal. Right? Same thing here. Okay? It's no big deal. So don't fret, don't stress over this yet until we actually know what's going on, but trade the market at hand. So when you look at a product release, and when I say a product, that's the wrong word, technology release. So when solar came out, or when AI came out, and some of these things come out, when Twitter came out and Facebook came out, people that got in, that first 15% or so of people that of the population that got in, that's what's called an early adapter. And I'm looking at that early adapter phase for the bounce, right? On the S&P 500, that right there would be 10% correction. And I would love to see us hit that. I'd love it. Absolutely love it. As long as it doesn't mess up my rut rate. I'm okay, right? I would love it because that 10% will shake out a lot of looky-loos before we even get there and give the market an opportunity to bounce. And it's going to scare some people to sit back, position one in the chair, and they're going to do nothing now while the bounce takes place, just as they didn't do it in here, right? Just as here. I picked some up here. I picked some up here. I did get more over here, as we started our recovery. So have I given some back there? Yeah, but I'm down below here in cost. So I'm not too worried about it. I'm down to below the next 1,000 in cost. So I'm not that concerned with that at all. Right? So let's see what do we got in here. I'm with Eric. I am. So Brenda's asking for the Qs. All right. There we go. So the Qs took a nice bounce off the 381 half level today. We're still in, well, right now we're in a bearish neutral bias. Good enough to take a bearish trade. If we do get the rollover tomorrow, Brendan, we might. Heck, we may even get it today again. Who knows? But that 381.63 is critical, right? If we can get below it, retest and fail, I'd look at the 375.66 as our target, right? If we make the move up, I really want to get above the 8. Now, could you day trade it? I ignore the 55 when it comes to day trades. So yes, you could day trade. If it closed here, we get a strong market tomorrow and we bounce, 389 would be your resistance level. So hope that helps. Paul, I'm guessing those are all symbols, Paul. I'm not sure. Let's see. BL. Okay. So black line. Uh, 373,000 is the average. Okay, so that's why I don't know who this is. Usually $100 stocks, I'm familiar with them, but they have very low volume for me. So with that, they've got a very strong, Paul, bearish thrust pattern right now, right? Rolling over. So, have rolled over. So we want to go back in history. I can't draw a fib off of what's here, but let's see if there's anything else that we can put a fib off of. Let's do it this way. Let's go over to template 1 where we do not have any moving averages. Got this move, this bounce, and that in there. So we've got the 50% hiccup in there. Right? Look where we bounce. We fail right back into the 50 and we pull back. So we can use this as a starting point until we get a new setup over here. Whew. All right, 89 to 103. We're talking about 11 and 3 is 14. We need to put a fib in there. So we need a negative 136. There it is. All right. So we'll go back to template number 2, Paul. I wouldn't be looking at any of this. I wouldn't be looking at any of this. Wait a second, Paul. So you're not looking at this one, Paul. Okay. Oh, God. Okay. Got BPS works, Paul. Paul put in BL space PT space SPRD space Tesla. So I thought he was wanting BL, PT, SPRD, and then Tesla. So got it. Well, for anybody that's interested in this one, it's bearish. So I'd look for the break of the 103.26 and 96 is your downside target. All right. Okay. So now let's go back to the one you really wanted, which was Tesla. I got it. Amos, that is a great number. Man, I appreciate that. I'm going to share that in a minute. So on Tesla, bull put spread. BL bull. Okay. Bull put spread. So you're in a neutral bias right now, Paul. That's the only thing you got to be cautious of here. I would really like to see it above the 1016 level for the bull put spread. But I'm not excited about the move. Neutral bias. Yeah, I mean, I didn't have any other notes on here. So no earnings to worry about or anything. Caution is what I'd say. I mean, it's given a lot back. It has the equivalent of lower highs in here. It has lower lows now. Well, it did here. That hadn't yet, but it did today. So I would be a little cautious on a bull put spread on Tesla. John is I hope that helps, Paul. John's asking for SWKS. SWKS, he's actually asking where the fibs are. So let's start off with an F7. Let's do this on template number 1 though, where I have no moving averages. Let's go one more. All right, we had a great channel in there that went away. So if we come here, and a V bottom to a V top, you got another V bottom, another V top. You got this longer one in here for a V bottom. So $160. Let's see if this 180 to 150, that should work okay. So oh, didn't really clear it. It didn't really. All right, there we go. Let's just do that. So let's go ahead, come from right here. We'll come down to here. 146 to 155 is 9. We don't need a fib in there, so we're fib free. No, 2. Okay. So I'd be looking at bearish. I know you were just looking at where the fibs were on it, John, but I'd be looking for bearish off that 154 half and a rollover. 145, call 146 is going to be our downside target. So I hope that helps. Amy is asking for Intel INTC. All right, fibs are still good. Let's get rid of this. All right, so there's the run on the fibs on the left side. They're good. Look at how well we've played in the last couple of weeks inside of the 48, 78, and the 51. So 49 and 51, right? Very tight, tight range, but we've been in there for a while. If we bring it in now, we're still in bearish. Without today's candle, we were in a bearish bias. Our moving averages were bearish on the bias. So, not excited there. I would need the 8 to cross up through the 21, Amy, and the stock to get above the 55 to want to take a bullish trade. If it fails the 48.78, we're looking at 45.24 as the next downside target. Problem is we don't have a lot of premium on Intel. Come out wherever you are. So there's really nothing I can even normally do on an Intel normally for a spread. If we go to Intel, and if we can get under that $49 level, I'd be looking at selling a 50, 51 or something like that. Credit spread, bear call spread. So what we're going to do is we're going to change the width. So well, that's actually not bad. So if we can come back down, wow, that's actually pretty good. If we can get back down below the $49 level, I could look at the 50-51 bear call spread, but we got to get down below the 49. So that may be why we're getting so much premium right now. So the 50-51, no, 49.50. We do the 49.50 it was. So 49.50 right now is yeah, but we got to get down below. That's why I'm looking at the numbers and why the heck are we off by so much? Because we're in the money right now. It's so close. So, but that's what I'd be looking at. Something above, if we get down below the 49, I'd be looking at something the 49.50 or the 50-51 as a bear call spread. but Intel just doesn't normally pay a lot of premium. If we looked right now, and so let's look at a bull put spread below 40. Let's do 48.5 on a bull put spread. 48.5, 49.5. If we go, no, 48.5, 47.5, we get 7 cents. As I said, there's not a whole lot there on an Intel, right? It's just not there. So, but there's the from a charting standpoint, Amy, there, come on. From a charting standpoint, there you have it. It's pushing up at resistance right now. There's just not a lot of move between 49 and 51. It's just a little too tight for me. So I hope that helps. Let's see, Erica wanted Bitcoin. Let's see. So Bitcoin right now, we're down 49 to 49,000. We're down 4,400 bucks on the day for Bitcoin, right? So if we flip this over and make it a, look at that move, that sideways move in there, huh? We make this a daily chart. So we're looking at daily, right? That double top pattern was pretty powerful. We broke the neckline, right? We're looking at this bottom, which is about this top, somewhere in there. Which also incorporates this top and this top, right? So we're looking at 42, call it 42,000. That's what I would like to see it come down to. That would be my ideal. If we can get down to 42, give me any kind of hesitation, I am all over it. It's Katie bar the doors. Okay. You're not getting back to the 16,000 again and 20,000. It's just not anytime soon, I don't believe. Right. So, all right, Robert said, now you can loot and it's acceptable to lots of prosecutors. Yeah, it's a whole different conversation, but you're right, Robert. Amos said, Inner Circle plus all of my training classes for the year cost me $73 a day. Very easily achievable with these types of trades on Amazon, etc. Thanks, Rob. You're quite welcome, my friend. You know, guys, that's just it. You know, Amos is a businessman, right? And he's looking at it from a business standpoint. If I have a car and I can't get to work because I don't have tires on the car. Well, if I don't buy the tires, if I don't find the money somewhere to buy the tires and put them on the car, I can't go to work anymore. I can't collect the paycheck. And I'll never have tires on the car. I'll never have a car. I'll never have a house or an apartment or a box to live in under the Brooklyn Bridge, right? So you got to look at it as a business. What are my costs? And is it achievable to get to that level? That's it. I mean, very doable, very much. Kevin, how you doing? Let's see, lots of new messages here. Yep, let's look at those, Kevin. So let's see, BBIO. BBIO, Bridge Biopharma. Okay, so let's get a bigger picture. Ooh. Without the crazy move. Oh, I see a big move in there. All right, so there's our fib. Strong bullish thrusting pattern in there, but we failed. It broke it. It's already back through it again. So we'll leave this one in place. Our next biggest move is going to come in here. It's not great, but it's what we've got to work with. That's our next biggest move in there. How do the fibs look? 38 to 45 is 7. We need to split it. 45 to 51 is, yeah, we need to split it. Okay. So both of them, I need a negative 136 and a 118. All right. Okay. So now let me go back to you weren't asking in particular, just, my thoughts. So 37.85. Kevin, is our break point, right? I got to get under that $38 level, break the 37.85, retest and fail. $35 is your target. And I hear this all the time. You know, in the presentation the other day when I did for Covered Calls Uncovered, I had a picture of Batman slapping Robin, right? And it's classic, right? And from a comic standpoint, classic of, you know, slapping the guy around. And I hear all the time, oh, but Rob, you know, it never retested. It failed. It broke. I missed the trade. You know, I just should have taken it. And you know what? You could have. You absolutely could have, right? It just doesn't fit my risk profile. It doesn't. Let me ask you a question. How'd you guys do last week? Anyone want to give me a dollar amount? Practice trade is fine. How'd you do last week? With the exception of Brenda, who probably made $4 million last week. How did you guys do? Talk to me. Drop it in. Don't make it up. Just give me an idea. Nobody? Some of you are like, crap, I don't know the number. Paul, were you happy with that number? Yes. Okay. There you go. Paul said I made $1,200 last week, right? Let me do this. You will see this. I don't know, Sean. Nice, Jeff. Wow, down to the penny. We'll call it 7,700. Jeff, were you happy with that number? Also, would have liked more, but don't want to get greedy. And that's kind of where I'm going with this. Jeff was very happy with that number, right? Ed said $800, worked 3 days. There you go. Will said a lot of stuff going on, right? Made a little bit of money, but a lot of stuff going on, right? So this is last week's power option plays trades, 14 of them. Amos said, made my training money plus $300 extra for the week, then practice trades after that. There you go. $79,495. This was our most profitable week ever in power option plays. And again, everything is for educational purposes, right? But that right there, did we have some big trades in there? Absolutely. Are the big guns the ones I go after anyway? You bet. The Googles, the Bookings, the Amazons, the Chipotles, the Teslas. Yep. And yet my favorite one recently, Netflix, not even in there. I like NVIDIA. That one worked extremely well, right? My whole point is people freak out that we don't get enough trades. I got to wait. I missed out on the trade. Listen, I understand all that. But you cannot take a trade just for the sake of, I need to do this. I need to do a trade. Stop jonesing for it, right? Jenny Craig for traders. Oh, Sean, we got to remember that. Now we get in trouble using her name. This is the Jenny Craig for traders, right? You can't be chasing after it. You can't. You absolutely cannot, right? If the trade sets up, we'll take the stinking trade. If we get a breakout here, no trade. A break to the downside. ARKW. Watch. I'll come back to this one. BIBO. ARKW. Zero line breakout trade. Right? I caught it this day. I missed it. I did not catch it here. I did not catch it on this day when it closed. I didn't catch it on this day when it closed. Right? The next day it pushed up and failed, and there was our entry. Right? So I caught it here and said, I want a retest of the 132.70. Now we opened up at 131. Well, 130. What was open? 130 and a half. Right? So $2.20, a little far away from me. It really didn't stretch back up. And it moved in one day. It moved to our first target. So if you had caught it, 131, let's say, down to 126. So $5. And then here we had a target at 118. Our low today is 118.04. So not quite, but I promise you, if I got I'd be ripping myself out of that trade in a heartbeat for 4 cents. But I think you see what I'm getting at. We didn't get the trade. Okay, so what? I can't go back and go, oh my God, why didn't I catch this the day before? I should have just taken the trade anyway on the day that we caught it. But maybe, It worked. That doesn't mean it fits your risk profile. The question is, are you going to be able to sleep tonight? I wouldn't at all. Very much at all, right? So with that, let's go back to look at BIBO again. No, BBIO as BBIO. All right. So Paul, with that break, it was Paul, right? That asked for that one. No, Kevin, sorry. So with that, Kevin, break the 38, retest it, look at 35 as target. If not, I'm not interested in the trade. I won't take any bullish on it. There's way too much interference. 41.40, 42.79, way too much interference for me to want to take this trade. The other one was PayPal. We did well on PayPal, guys. We haven't taken a lot of directional trades lately. PayPal we took on November 17th. We got out of some on the 17th, some on the 18th. We got stopped out on the 2nd. Here, I showed this morning. If I convert that back over to 0 contracts for my exit, our first 3 contracts are up $1,482. There's a reason we leave a runner on. If I undo this, watch what happens to that, call it $1,500. It now becomes $3,300. I made more money on the last 1 contract than I did on the first 3. Welcome to my world. This is where the rubber meets the road. Right? We look at PayPal. You got to break that 181 level, Kevin, and 173. So again, break, retest, fail. 173 is our target on the downside. Roman said, I bought myself rental called SPX cash flow. Now I produce cash flow weekly without tenants and mortgage payments. Roman's a big investor in real estate. And he said he's doing Brandon's SPX cash flow. And he's got cash flow every week without having tenants, right? Did we get alerts already today? We did. We got a bull put spread for an 80% probability of profit. And here we go. Look at that. You got in the trade for 20 cents, 20 to 25. We'll take the 25. And we can close out right now for 5 cents. You'll keep 20 cents on that trade. Very nice. Very nice. And that's already today. And that was 11.50 and was the entry. 12.50 was the exit note that we got. So here, I don't know if you can see it. Does this come the right way or is it backwards? I can't tell. I think it's backwards. Would it help if I did that? No, probably not, right? So, but that's the alert that came through. So PayPal, that's what I'm looking for, right? Let's see. Kevin said, how do you know when and what numbers to set on the fibs? Kevin, there's a little more to it than just a 5-minute explanation. Have you gone over to Trading Like a Boss and taken this 3-day training on fibs? Guys, if you have not done this, it's free. Everything on this page is free. We were trying to get the covered calls uncovered on here. We just haven't gotten it done. And now the class is tomorrow, so we're not going to do it at that point. See, and I got all these comments and questions now that I can't see because it's too far down. So, okay, let's see. Yeah, I don't know what the symbol for Ethereum is on TradeStation, Erica. Sorry. If you know what it is, because I need the futures on it. This is not, I don't have crypto on here. Symbol for what, Barry? You don't have to worry about going to work these days. The government wants you to stay home and pays you to do so. So the tire issue solved. Hey, let's see. Say hey said congratulations, which he's on YouTube. Congrats to Brenda. I hope this is real money. I would not consider making as much as you can be. Being greedy, just go. Amos said, very true statement. I can vouch for it. I promise. I don't doubt for a second, Amos. Amy said, I also exited a Tesla practice trade. I took a few weeks back, entered one contract for 2,500, returned 600% for a credit of $17,000 on one contract only. Strategy I would use, Paul, on PayPal would be buying a put. Trader Wolves have been profitable every day. They have been posted. It's a fun class, learning more about spreads. He's talking about Brandon. Yeah, you got to check it out. All right. So Basant, I think that's it. If I said it incorrectly, I apologize. Rob, you're a champion, but you need to go slightly slow. I'm going slow. I feel like I'm dragging. And I can tell you, we Asians find it slightly problematic to catch up with the flow. Well, I apologize for that. I'll do my best. I mean, we're done now for the most part, but I would do my best on that. Henry's asking for a big airplane. Let's go take a look at that one. So I got to tell you, Basant, Sean is part Asian as well, and Amelia tells him all the time to slow down. He goes too fast. So go figure. I don't know. Yeah, right. Well, so here we're looking at big airplane. Henry, let's go check it out, my friend. All right. So yeah. All right. So you can see where the fib is over to the left. Old fib, man. Old fib. We got nothing. I need to redraw, but there's nothing to redraw off of. All right. So what are we looking at here? All right. So we're in a bearish neutral bias, Henry. I have no trade to the upside. My moving averages are very wide apart, spread wide apart. I can day trade it up to the 208.5, but that gives me $3. I would much rather want not the break of the 203.80, not the break of the 202.48, which is the 8, but the break of the 200 and then a target of 192. There's just too much interference in here, right? Between the fib line, I mean the moving average and, well, the fib first, I guess the 203.80, the moving average and then the 100-point level are it. So yeah. So the next free training class, Chris, is tomorrow, mañana. We're doing it at noon Eastern. Clarice, could you go ahead and drop in the link for tomorrow's Covered Calls Uncovered? Guys, you should be, listen, all of you should be at every of the free training classes you can get. I'll leave you guys with this. When I took my training back in 1997, okay, it was March of 97 when I first started to learn about this. And I came out of there just like I do everything else. Guys, and it's in the closet right now, I think. Yeah, I don't have it here. I clear my desk off so it doesn't get messy, right, as I'm teaching here this morning. This notebook that's here, I use 5-subject notebooks all the time. Behind me, that rack is full of old ones that have all ideas, things I'm working on and so forth. My planner is this thick. I'm very much about details, right? Writing them down, details, right? I don't want to forget anything and I forget everything. So that's the way I fix it, is by writing it down. I could always go back to look for it. And when I started trading, I came out of that very first workshop and I was blown away by this very timid guy from Seattle that I absolutely scared the crap out of when he came to New York and taught. I was in the front row. If you're the speaker, I was speaker right, front row, front aisle seat. That's because I had very bad eyes. I still need the glasses for reading, but I had really bad eyes. My vision was 20/200. Now I'm 20/25, 20/30. So I'm much better, 25/30. And so I had to get there early and sit up front. And I'm about 20 minutes in the class and I'm tapping my foot and I'm getting all this bouncy nervousness going on. And I finally raised my hand and he calls on me and said, "You're making so much damn money trading. Why are you here?" And he had no idea how to answer that question. He'd never been posed with it. I don't think he'd ever been out of Seattle before in his life, and I don't think he was ever going to leave again. Certainly wasn't coming back to New York. He flubbed something out of his mouth, stood on the other side of the room for the rest of the 2 days, never came back on my side again, never called on me, never looked in my direction. He taught to this side of the room only for the rest of the day. And it was a great experience. I loved it. Sat down with the guy at the end and said, man, you rocked. Tell me what I need to do. And he laid out a plan of what I need to do. You need to go to this training. You need to do this, do that. And I did whatever he said. Everything he said, I did. But I went home and said, okay, now I'm working 12 to 16 hours a day in my job at that time. I went home and said, how do I find time to lay out to do this? And I laid out how many 2-day trainings I was going to go to, 1 a quarter live, which I had to pay for, right? I was going to take everything that I could get my hands on. There wasn't much online classes in 97, but we got CDs from the company. I just inhaled them. The DVD or the CD sets. No, they weren't CDs. They were VHS tapes that I bought. I went through, I remember breaking my rolling stock one. It broke and I called them in a panic and I made them overnight it. Mr. Roy, you'll have it in a couple of days. No, I watch it every day. I need it now. Get it to me tomorrow. They had to overnight it to me. I had to pay for overnight freight to get it that fast. But I laid out a plan of everything that I did. Today in this marketplace, with what's going on, I would take every free online training, and I still do, guys. I take other people's trainings. I'm in our team's trainings. I love listening to Brandon, Ryan, Tony, all of them. What Amelia does with Trade Watch Alerts, I'm on it every single day on my phone. Every day, I'm on it on my phone, right? Why do I have to do all the hard work, right? You should be digging into everything you can that's free here and figuring out who you are and where you want to be. And if you're not sure, then the first thing you need to do is, Clarice, drop in email to support, please. The first thing you need to do is get yourself on Amelia's schedule and have a conversation with her, because she's brilliant at helping people understand who they are as traders and where they need to go. What strategies will work best for your risk profile, and she can help you even identify that risk profile and help you figure out what to do next. So you definitely want to take advantage of Power Hour, of Trading Coach's Playbook, of Covered Calls Uncovered, whatever it is. You're going to pick up nuggets of gold every single time. Every time. Jeff, are you registered for tomorrow's Covered Calls Uncovered again? What's that, Jonathan? Ryan Litchfield is one of the coaches here. Ryan Litchfield co-authored the most recent book that Gregory Morris wrote, which is Candlestick Charting Explained. Ryan has got the only new information out on candlesticks in the last 20 years. Everything else is just regurgitation of the same thing again and again and again, right? And the reason I asked Jeff, I'm not sure if he's still here, but the reason I had asked Jeff is there are people that came to the training the other night. They're already registered and coming back to the next one because they know they might pick up one more nugget of gold, and it's worth every bit of their time to do so, right? So I did not mean to get long-winded on it. Ryan is from Seattle. No. It wasn't Ryan. No, goodness gracious, I don't remember the guy's name. No, it wasn't Ryan. Oh God, no. Ryan's an amazing coach. Ryan was the guy that I gravitated to when I first found that company. Ryan was a coach there. I was a student. Man, I was all over what he taught. It's just so methodical. I am so excited for Inner Circle this week. I can't wait for what he's going to do in there. I am really just stoked. So no reason to be scared. You're good. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. Right? Make it a profitable day. Stay focused on the quest to becoming a great trader. Keep crushing it. And remember, you're just one trade away. We're going to leave the room open for a couple of minutes so you can grab the links that are inside of here that Clarice has dropped out there for you. So take advantage of that. And I will see all of you at our next update. All right. Bye for now, everybody.